Thank you
Good
for
morning.
standing by, and welcome to Riverview Bancorp Inc.'s annual meeting. I will now turn the call over to Jerry Neese, Chairman of Riverview Bancorp. Please go ahead.
Good morning again, and welcome to the 28th Annual Shareholders Meeting of Riverview Bancorp. I'm Jerry Neese, Chairman of Riverview Bancorp and Riverview Bank, and I will act as Chairman of the meeting today. Shareholders Meeting is now called to order. I would like to introduce Angela Wysaski, Vice President and Corporate Secretary, who will act as Secretary of this meeting. Our Board of Directors and Executive Management are attending this meeting virtually, as you are. Our Board of Directors are the following: Bess Wills, Vice President, General Manager, and co-owner of Gresham Ford. Brad Carlson, President and General Manager of Evergreen Memorial Gardens. Patsy Eby, CPA, Juris Doctor, and retired President and owner of a public accounting firm. Stacy Graham, retired President of the Humane Society for Southwest Washington and former banking executive. Larry Hoff, retired state legislator and former financial institution CEO. And Val Marino, Chief Information Officer and Chief Information Security Officer at Reed College in Portland, Oregon. And Nicole Sherman, CEO, President, and Director of Riverview Bancorp and Riverview Bank. Also with us virtually today are our independent audit firm, DeLapp LLP, Riverview's investors relation firm, the IR Group, and our legal counsel, Ballard Spar. The Secretary has received a list of shareholders of the company entitled to vote at the meeting, showing the holders of common stock of the company as of the close of business on July 2nd, 2025, the record date for voting, and has delivered to the inspectors of election the list of shareholders and all proxies which have been received. The Secretary has informed me that the records of the company show that there were 20,976,198 shares of common stock outstanding on the record date and entitled to notice of and to vote at this meeting. We have previously received an affidavit that the notice of meeting and form proxy thereof for use at the annual meeting were mailed on or about July 18th, 2025, to each holder of record on the close of business day on July 2nd, 2025. A copy of the affidavit, notice, and form of proxy will be attached to the minutes of this meeting. The Board of Directors appointed Senior Vice President Controller Wendy Beck and Senior Vice President Director of Risk Management Crystal Burlingham as inspectors of election to act at this meeting and any adjournments. It is now in order for the inspectors to count and examine all voting. The certificate of report of inspectors will be attached to the minutes of this meeting. The Secretary has informed me that substantially more than the 20,976,198 shares of common stock entitled to vote at the meeting are present in person or by proxy. The inspectors are making an exact count and will submit a formal report on the number of shares present or represented during the course of this meeting. A quorum is declared present, subject to confirmation of that fact by the inspectors in their report. We will waive the reading of the minutes of last year's annual meeting, but a copy of the minutes is available should any shareholder wish to review them. There are two items of business to be acted upon at this meeting as stated in the meeting notice, and they are: first, the election of directors. 3 individuals have been nominated: Patricia W. Eby, Gerald L. Neese, and Valerie Marino, each for a 3-year term. No nominations may be made at the meeting, therefore I declare the nominations are closed. The second item is an advisory non-binding vote to approve compensation paid to our named executive officers as disclosed in the proxy statement. If you were a shareholder of record on July 2nd, 2025, you have the right to vote using the online platform in relation to the election of directors and the advisory non-binding vote to approve compensation paid to our named executive officers. If you have already voted by proxy or mail, telephone, or internet, you do not need to vote again at this meeting. And please note that voting through the online platform will supersede your previous vote. The vote is now requested on the election of directors. If you wish to vote using the online platform, please vote now on each of the director nominees. And we're going to pause to ensure everyone has had an opportunity to vote. Okay. The second item on the agenda is the advisory vote on the approval of compensation of the company's named executive officers, as disclosed in the compensation discussion and analysis, the compensation tables, and related materials included in the proxy statement for this annual meeting. I will entertain a motion to submit the advisory proposal on the compensation of the company's named executive officers to vote. And a motion has been made by Larry Hoff and a second by Bess Wills. Thank you. If there are any questions regarding this proposal, please enter them in the Ask a Question section of the online platform now, and we will pause for questions to be entered online.
Mr. Chairperson, there are no questions.
Okay, thank you. The vote is now requested on the motion. If you wish to vote using the online platform, please vote now on the advisory proposal on the compensation of the company's named executive officers. And again, we will pause to ensure everyone has the opportunity to vote. Okay. Thank you to everyone who has voted. I now declare the polls closed on all proposals. And while the inspectors are counting the votes, I would like to introduce Nicole Sherman, our CEO and President and Director of the Riverview Bancorp and Riverview Bank.
Thank you, Jerry. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, shareholders, for joining us today. Thank you to our Riverview Board of Directors and to all of our employees joining us. Thank you for your commitment to Riverview Bank and Riverview Trust Company. Before we go further this morning, I'd like to call your attention to our disclosure on forward-looking statements. And as you know, be aware that our discussion today may include forward-looking statements which are subject to risk and uncertainty. At last year's annual shareholders meeting, I had only been at Riverview for just under 2 months. Since then, so much has happened. I want to say first that it is an honor to be here and is one of the best decisions I have made in a nearly 30-year career. I have profound respect for our Riverview team and a deep appreciation for the communities, businesses, and all who we serve. I continue meeting new people and spending time with clients. If we have not met yet, I look forward to it. Let's talk about our strategic direction. Last fall, our board of directors and executive leadership team came together to craft a clear, comprehensive, and disciplined 3-year strategy. It is built around our vision to be the preferred place to bank and work in the Pacific Northwest, and our mission to be a true partner in the communities we serve by ensuring our people, which mean our employees, our clients, our communities, our shareholders, and all stakeholders are seen, heard, and valued. The 5 categories of our strategic plan include employer of choice, profitable growth, client experience, data empowerment, and digital experience. The plan was launched early this year, and the first initiative completed was our new investor website, which I'm sure you have all visited. We are fully committed to executing the plan and staying the course. There will be tangible deliverables along the way, and we already are experiencing successful outcomes. Regarding our employees, I like to talk about the team all the time. Our people are the cornerstone of our continued success and growth. They bring a wealth of talent, experience, and dedication that propels our company forward. It's more than about having branches in the markets that we serve. It's about having roots there. Many of our employees have families who have lived in these markets for generations. Their expertise and passion enable us to navigate complex market challenges and seize new opportunities. I am proud of their unwavering commitment to our mission and their proactive approach to fostering a collaborative and dynamic work environment. Earlier this week, we announced 2 strategic updates to our finance team as part of our commitment to enhancing our financial operation. Graham Clancy has joined Riverview as Senior Vice President, Director of Finance, and Fung Lee has been promoted to Senior Vice President, Controller, following the upcoming retirement of Wendy Beck. Graham and Fung will report directly to Executive Vice President, Chief Financial Officer David Lamb, and collaborate to provide a first-class finance team. A press release detailing this announcement can be found on our website. I also want to take this opportunity to thank you, Wendy, for your 36 years at Riverview and wish you all the best in your retirement. One of my favorite topics is our clients. Clients are at the heart of everything we do here at Riverview. We are building the future of our bank and our trust company through the lens of our clients. To meet growing client demands and further deepen relationships, we've expanded our treasury management products and solutions, added more commercial and business banking relationship managers, expanded Riverview Trust Company services, and we are further enhancing our digital experience. All of this, combined with an outstanding in-branch client experience, puts the power in the hands of our clients to bank when and how they want, from wherever they want. Our communities are deeply important to us. Riverview excels at serving and investing in our local communities. This includes the communities around our branch network, where local team members are connecting and supporting local nonprofits in 18 different categories. Last year, Riverview invested in 118 organizations. Our team also served on 46 boards of directors or committee positions, providing experience in finance, marketing, leadership, and strategic direction for area nonprofits. And to our shareholders, I want our shareholders to know that we remain sharply focused on what matters most to you, driving return on assets and operational efficiency. This is not so much an expense issue as it is a revenue opportunity, and we're capitalizing on it. Our loan pipeline recently exceeded $90 million, the strongest it has ever been, thanks to our dedicated team, advanced technology, enhanced treasury management capabilities, additional tools and solutions, and strong support departments throughout our entire company. As a result, loan production is up, our net interest margin is expanding, and we are making important strides in profitability. Our loan portfolio grew by nearly 4% while maintaining deposit balances year over year. Net income increased to $4.9 million compared to $3.8 million in the previous year. Our capital levels remain strong with a total risk-based capital ratio of 16.48% and a leverage ratio of 11.1% as of March 31st, 2025. Maintaining a strong credit culture is paramount to our commitment to safe and sound banking practices and is reflected in our low level of delinquencies and non-performing loans. On June 30th of this year, we were very proud to announce that Riverview was added to the Russell 3000 Index and Russell 2000 Index when Russell Investments reconstituted its comprehensive set of U.S. and global equity indexes. We believe this recognition enhances our visibility within the institutional investment community and emphasizes our commitment to being the preferred place to bank and work in the Pacific Northwest. We are also thinking long-term. Our board of directors has an active plan in place for their succession to ensure strong leadership for the future. Our aim is clear: sustainable, strong returns. We are committed to this path and appreciate the trust our investors have placed in us. I also want to recognize our entire Riverview team, the leadership team, and our board of directors, many of whom have personally purchased our stock and continue to invest in our shared vision. Thank you to all our shareholders and stakeholders. Your commitment speaks volumes. The road ahead is full of opportunity, and with your continued trust, we are meeting it with conviction, clarity, and purpose. The future is bright, and it's ours to shape. With that, David Lamb, who is our Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer, is going to share with you Riverview's performance for the fiscal year 2025. David, over to you.
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you to everyone who has joined the call today. For our financial performance, Riverview had a profitable fiscal year 2025 with $4 million in net income, which is a 29% increase from the prior fiscal year. Our quarterly earnings trend continued after our March 2024 quarter And recall, during that quarter, we strategically restructured our investment portfolio as part of our overall balance sheet restructuring. Riverview continued the earnings trend with $1.2 million of net income for the June 2025 quarter. On June 30th, our loan portfolio balance remains over $1 billion. The loan portfolio increased over $38 million between March 31st, 2024 and March 31st, 2025. The loan portfolio continued to grow as we moved into our June 2025 quarter. Overall, the loan portfolio grew approximately 13% over the period shown. This growth is a result of the hard work by all our team members across our organization. All of our markets continue to thrive, and we are capitalizing on new lending opportunities in our local market areas, and as a result, our loan pipeline continues to increase. Since March of 2024, the pipeline totaled $18 million and grew to $41 million at March 2025. The loan pipeline continued to grow and remained strong through June 2025 at $72 million and continues to grow, as Nicole mentioned earlier. Deposits were at $1.21 billion at June 2025, which is slightly down from March of 2025 due to normal seasonality. However, overall deposits in general have remained steady over the period shown. We continue to focus on relationship banking, and as part of that, deposits remain a key focus area. Our long-standing relationships with our depositors continue to drive Riverview's robust core deposit base. Our strong local deposit base is what contributes to Riverview's franchise value. These relationships are not forged overnight, but come with a steady presence and support for our communities that we serve. As of June 30th, Riverview continues to have strong liquidity position with nearly $800 million of available liquidity, which is approximately 65% of total deposits. We have a diversified source of available liquidity through our FRB and FHLB lines, as well as our securities portfolio and access to the brokered markets. Also, as shown in this slide, you can see our uninsured deposit levels, which would be covered by one of our many liquidity sources, but specifically would be covered 100% by our FRB line alone. As Nicole mentioned previously, Riverview continues to be well capitalized with a total capital ratio over 16%. Our total capital ratio grew from 16.48% to 16.56%, and our leverage ratio also increased from 11.10% to 11.16%. At our current capital levels, we continue to be well positioned to grow and create new client relationships. Our asset quality has remained strong and consistently improved over the last several years, as you can see from our declining level of non-performing assets. As of June 30th, our non-performing assets were down to their lowest level, and our net charge-offs were minimal. We acknowledge and appreciate how hard our skilled lending and credit administration teams are working on portfolio management to achieve this strong asset quality position. We maintain an allowance as of June 30th at 1.44% of total loans, which has generally been consistent over the period shown, while March of 2021 was elevated due to the uncertainty of the pandemic, but returned to a normalized level in the following fiscal year. Although economic conditions may change over time, our level of allowance for credit losses remains strong. We continue to approve a dividend to our shareholders and have done so for 42 consecutive quarters. We continue to explore options for returning capital in a prudent manner while remaining focused on enhancing shareholder value through consistent dividend payments and common stock repurchases. Riverview continues to be very active in our communities through our volunteer work. Our Riverview team members dedicate many hours to serving on various committees, nonprofit boards, and events throughout the year. We are so proud of our teams and their involvement in the causes that are near and dear to their hearts. We remain committed to being involved in our communities, local non-for-profit and charitable organizations, and why Riverview is your community bank. At this time, I'd like to turn the meeting back over to our chairperson, Jerry Neese.
Thank you, David and Nicole. At this time, we're happy to entertain questions. Please enter them in the Ask a Question section of the online platform now, and we'll pause a few seconds to see if there are questions. Okay.
Mr. Chairperson, there are no questions.
All right, thank you. The inspectors have completed their count. The report of inspectors confirms that a quorum is and has been in attendance at the meetings for all purposes. It shows that the following individuals have been duly elected directors of Riverview Bancorp, each for a 3-year term: Patricia W. Eby, Gerald L. Neese, and Valerie Marino. The report also shows that item 2, advisory non-binding vote to approve the executive compensation as disclosed in the proxy statement, has received a majority of votes cast. Report of inspectors have been accepted and approved and will be attached to the minutes of the meeting. Thank you for attending the meeting today. If your question was not answered during the annual meeting, we will answer all of them either with a phone call or email. And there being no further business to come before the meeting is now adjourned. Thank you.
This concludes the meeting. You may now disconnect.